All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. As always, salute to all the street wolves. We got the homie Phil Forde on the radio right now. What's going on, homie?
Hey, Jay, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. And I also wanted to thank you very much for always, sharing the links of all the episodes and stuff like that, man. I appreciate the support.
Oh, no problem, man. I love what you do, and you do a great job, and, you're on your grind, and I appreciate that, man.
Thank you. So, we're going to touch on a few battle rap topics. And let's just start off. We were just talking about before we started recording, in general, the whole cruise and battle rap, and how there's so many people now, I guess, clicking up with different groups. So before I state my opinion, I just want to ask your opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, mentioned to you before we started, I don't really know a lot of who's with who, because it seems like guys switch crews a lot, and you never know if this guy's still with this group or this group. But basically, I'm not a big fan of the crews. Because I think that's something that the people in that life, God bless them, they're all awesome. They all got a lot of balls to be in that life, to put themselves out there. But, if you're running those battle rap circles, maybe it makes sense to be in a crew. But when I think of individual battle rappers, I don't think, this guy's part of this group or that group, because I basically assess them individually when they're battling, when they're out there and their name's on the card and they're going toe-to-toe with another guy. If say, most of the time when it's one-on-one, I look at that artist as an individual. I don't look at him as part of some big crew or dot mob. Maybe maybe with the dot mob crew, because those guys have kind of become somewhat famous. Maybe one of the more famous crews. And to be honest, I don't even know who the fuck's all in that group, but I'm sure, back in the day it was Rex, Shine, Mook, but yeah, no, the crews, it's kind of a side issue to me. I basically look at the individual.
Yeah, me personally, I have an issue with people who out of nowhere started joining them. So like you said, one of the first groups out was Dot Mob. You had MYB, which was Math, Hollow, who else? I think DNA was with them at first. I guess at the point that I'm trying to make is them guys like Dot Mob, who came in as a group when this thing was first being built, when battle rap was first being put on camera, when it was like battles in the park, in the barbershop, anywhere on site, and footage was just first being taken. Even on the first URL events, I understand the crew thing, because those are just the guys you hung out with, whatever. What I can't get is when you had guys who's not even from the same region or anything like that, who come out and join a group they don't know shit about. And I feel like when there's so many people, for example, like over the years, you get so many different guys from different areas who join Dot Mob, right? And for me, it's like, okay, that's the most historic group, pretty much, when it comes to battle rap. But at the same time, you guys rarely know these dudes. Why would I be under a group? And just in general, not just Dot Mob, but why would I want to be under a group when it's almost like you got to get the okay for people to do other things? Like, what is the benefit of it? And then you have like an example for me would be, I'm a huge supporter of T-Top. I think he's a great rapper, both battling and musically. He has some good music. He's one of the few battle rappers who I like the music also. But him and Briz Rothstein, they're from the same, state. They're very close. You'll see them on stage together often at each other's battles. What I was surprised at was that Briz turned around and joined Dot Mob, and T-Top turned around and joined NWX. And at that time, the NWX and the Dot Mob was going at each other over the whole K-Shine thing. So what I couldn't understand for the life of me is, what was the value in joining any of those groups? And number two, if you and I are friends way before this type of, battle rap shit, how can you be on two rival groups?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, like the whole K-Shine thing and with Rex and everything. I mean, I don't know the history of it all. Don't pretend to, but it's interesting trying to get through all that and trying to figure out whose point of view is what. And I guess the conclusion my theory about it is that maybe K-Shine just kind of felt like he was kind of being sort of kept back, and he wanted to be his own man, and that's maybe why he busted out of there and get out of the shadow of the others and just go on and do his own thing. And I'm all for that, man. Like, I like people when they're their own man. They're not waiting for somebody's permission to do anything. You know what I mean? So, and then you get people like Daylight. I never know who the fuck he's with from day to day. I mean, he's a great writer and a great performer, but I don't really fuck with him a lot because obviously for the antics reasons. I don't like that. I like people to just come straight and come proper and come correct and give you 3 full rounds, and he does that from time to time, but you never know what crew he's in. And then like Tay-Rock, like what the fuck's he been up to? He's been bouncing around crews too, hasn't he?
Well, he's supposed to be Dot Mob, but he has his own cave gang, which he got. Right. You have Young Cannon, who's with Cave Gang now, which I'm surprised at. You have Av, who's down with them. I just couldn't understand the whole Tay-Rock getting with Dot Mob shit when he had battled those dudes before.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes I wonder too, you see like a group like Writer's Block, and I don't even really know who's even in that group, but sometimes I wonder if these guys get together just to like sort of cultivate their lyrics game, like to bounce bars off each other and to stoke the fires of writing together. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I wonder if that's the reason that they get in groups. Yeah,
and I wouldn't doubt it. I also think, especially when it comes to people dealing with Dot Mob, is that the name brings a little more cachet to them, and possibly you might get a few more bookings with somebody saying, "Oh, you're affiliated with them," But overall, for me, is hey, if I'm getting booked and I'm doing a bunch of stuff on my own that's already working, what's the value in me joining you guys? I just don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing, like we're going to talk about Arsenal later, but you look at the Jersey group, the Jersey cartel with, like in the past, like I know there's been some falling outs, but you had Surf, Shug, O-Red, Arsenal. They don't go around calling themselves a certain stupid crew name, do they?
No.
Like they kind of just known as they don't need to be in that, they don't need to have that stamp of a crew to authenticate them.
For me, you're 100% right what you just said. For me, it's also them guys came into the game pretty much together, Mm-hmm. So it's almost like when I see that kind, I don't have no issue with that. I have an issue with guys who've been around for a while or so on and so forth, jumping on into one of these groups. And even more, it's like, okay, if all you guys are all in a group, then where the hell is the competition going to come from? Because then a lot of you guys don't even want to battle the newer guys. So where's the competition supposed to come from?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, you get guys that just suddenly, like you say, join a group, and you're like, well, I wouldn't look at a guy any differently if he jumped in a group as if he wasn't in the group, because like I said before, I always go back to that individual. I always define a battle rapper by what the individual battles that he's had, not by who he keeps company with off camera or on stage.
Yeah, I agree.